on the right side of the room. Okay, next question. Who lives in a house that shuts the lights off at 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock, anybody? Okay, stand up if you live in a house that shut the light off at 9 o'clock. Okay. If you are standing, please move to the middle section. All right, who lives in a house that leaves the light on all night, and if a kid knocks on your door at 11 o'clock, you're coming downstairs in your bathrobe and slippers to give them candy? You're my kind of people. I know, the teenagers are fun. How many of you hate when teenagers come for Halloween? Too old. Okay, what year, how old is too old? 12? 14? Who says 15? Anybody? 16? Any of you ID people who come around? Make sure they're legal age? Okay, well, Halloween is right around the corner. You know that we do a wonderful trick-or-treating event here at work. If you don't have little kids, but you know little kids, or you just like being around children, it's a wonderful way to spend a weekend afternoon, so keep that in mind. But more to come on special events for team members later in the presentation today. Okay, we're going to start off with the good news. Who has good news to share with the group? Okay, are there any Commander fans in this room? You have good news if you're Commanders fans, right? Dig deep. Who has good news?
I am not a Commanders fan, but I am going to be a grandmother any minute.
Yay! That's wonderful news. Who else has good news? Damien on that side. Okay, you got it.
My grandson just turned 1 year old.
Oh! Anybody have vacations coming up?
Nope.
Emily?
My husband and I head to Vermont tomorrow for a long weekend to watch one of our best friends get married.
Yes. Stephen has some good news. No? Yay, that's good news. A move is good news. Betty in the back?
Anniversary October 4th. I've been married for 42 years.
42 years. Anybody do any Amazon Prime shopping? Anybody get anything really good? What's really good?
I got an alcohol machine.
An alcohol machine. It makes mixed drinks. Okay. How about anybody get a new coffee maker? Okay. Wait, here comes Logan with her good news.
I get married in a month from today.
Yes. So I think a lot of us have good news. Don't be shy. Look at the people around you. It makes everybody happy when you share good news. Don't wait for meetings like this. It could happen in the lunchroom. It could happen in the hallway. This is what working at Cedar Field's about, okay? All right. First thing on our agenda is Stephanie, and she is going to go over some of our policies and some other things with you. Stephanie.
Good afternoon, everybody. So everybody got the workers' comp or accident reporting policy that I gave you when you walked in. We just need everybody to sign and date it. I'm just going to go over a couple bullet points. I'm not going to read it to you. You're all capable of doing that. So report any injuries or accidents, no matter how minor, to your supervisor, and make sure you're completing the workers' compensation packet. So if that doesn't happen, then you're subject to 2 days suspension. So we don't want to have to do that. So please, please report it to your supervisor timely the day that it occurs, okay? And then you won't have any issues of it being questioned later on if you need to seek treatment a day later or so. Supervisors are responsible for investigating the incident, so they might come to you and say, hey, take me to the location so they can figure out what happened, how it happened. They might ask you to demonstrate what happened so that they can retrace your steps, and if there might be something that's going on that we can fix, so we need to know that information. And then your supervisor, if you need treatment, will give you the panel of physicians, and then you choose which location you'd like to go see if treatment is needed. And then just keep your supervisor and HR informed of what's going on. Any questions on the accident reporting policy? So there's a bin over here on your way out. If you'll sign and date that and you've had a chance to look that over, that would be great. Time off, taking time off. So just wanted to reiterate to everybody that when you take time off, make sure you have the PTO hours available to take that time off. And then in addition to that, please, please do not purchase plane tickets, train tickets, vacations until your time off is approved by your supervisor. We would hate for you to have purchased something and then you can't go. So it's always good to have that approval first. Questions on that? No? Okay. Scheduled time off, just remember that anything scheduled 2 weeks or more is considered scheduled time off. Anything that is scheduled less than 2 weeks is considered unscheduled time off. So that's just information you'll need when putting your time off into ADP. Clocking in and out, early punches and late punches. Make sure that when you're coming in, you can clock in 5 minutes before your scheduled shift begins, and then you can clock out 5 minutes after your scheduled shift ends, unless your supervisor's asked you to stay later or come in early, or you've gotten it approved by your supervisor. Any questions on that? Okay, scholarship applications. We're accepting scholarship applications for Group 1 team members. Group 1 is anyone who works 36 hours a week and up. Group 2 team members we're also accepting applications for. That's anybody who works in a set schedule of 20 hours a week up to 36. We're accepting those applications through Friday, October 25th. And then the scholarship program assists you with achieving certifications, a degree, or continuing education. And then you can stop by HR to pick up the applications, or you can always see Charles for further details as well.
Woohoo!
Questions on that?
Free money!
I don't.
It's good, guys.
All right.
You have to
Okay. Skills and Safety Fair is Friday, October 25th in the Fellowship Hall. This is a great way to get caught up on your in-services for those who haven't been able to complete those. So just make sure that you come to that. It's from 12 p.m. noon till 4 p.m. And then it'll give me about a week to get all that information into the system once you've done that. Also wanted to mention that we also have been we've assigned SAGE training for bullying. That is due November 30th. Everyone is responsible for completing that in service. That will not be at the Skills and Safety Fair, so it's very important that you complete that in service. That's all I have. Does anyone have any questions? Karen?
Can you clarify the skills and safety fair that we had upstairs a few months ago? The difference of what all that covered and what the school covered?
So it's the same. We're adding, I think, 3 additional training sessions. We're adding active shooter. We're adding pressure ulcers. There's another one that we're adding.
I think some folks, I was, in fact, maybe misunderstood on the whole rest of the year.
No, it only covers for a certain time frame. Due to Department of Health and Department of Social Services regulations, it covers you for a certain time frame.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thanks.
Yes.
So if we're caught up with all of our Reliance, do we go to the Skills and Safety Fair or not?
You don't need to go if you're caught up, but if you want to stop by and just kind of see what's going on, you're more than welcome to do so. Any other questions?
So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Skills and Safety Fair because you know why I love the Skills and Safety Fair. The reason why I love the Skills and Safety Fair is because I hate Relias. Anybody else here not a big fan of Relias? The Skills and Safety Fairs covers the 11 required in-services that you have to have. If you come to the Skills and Safety Fair and you go to those booths, we give you that Relias credit so you don't have to sit in front of the computer and do that one. So think about that in planning. Now, there are 22 booths or 23 booths. Not all of the things that you will learn in those booths are required for the state, but they're things that will help you be safe and learn skills that you need for work. So even if you've done all your Reliases for the year, no, you don't have to come to the Skills and Safety Fair, but you might be able to learn something else that's a Relias or not a Relias scheduled in service for you. Does that make it a little bit more clear? It's a fun way to learn. We've invited the 2 campuses that we've just acquired, Hermitage 3 Chop and Hermitage Deep Run, to that event as well. We're gonna do it twice a year so that if there are in-services that you haven't completed and your evaluation is coming up, you might be able to have time it that way so that you can do those booths at the Skills and Safety Fair and not have to do it online. Okay? All right. Leah, did Leah make it down? Okay, if Leah was here, she would say, guess what we're having soon? A vaccine clinic. So our vaccine clinic will be held on, I want to say it's the 16th, is that correct? 14th. You see, that's why we needed Leah here. The 14th, that will be your opportunity to get your flu shot, which is required, and anybody who would like to have their the new COVID vaccine can get that at the COVID vaccine at the clinic, the vaccine clinic as well. So please mark your calendars for that. I think you all should have by now gotten a form to fill out. If you need that form to fill out and you don't have it, you can see Leah up in Health Services. Any questions about the vaccine clinic? All right, Brittany, you're next.
All right, hi everybody. I thought I would sneak in the back, but clearly I should have come in the front door and come up front. So, I am filling in for Lauren today and talking about the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So, does anybody know when the Walk to End Alzheimer's is for our Richmond chapter?
November 9th.
Barbara, what is it?
November 9th.
Wonderful. It's November 9th at 9 a.m. and it's at City Stadium. Does everybody have this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's t-shirt? That's not very promising, you guys. So, we still have t-shirts. They are $5, and they are in our admin suite with Annie. Annie, I saw you somewhere, raise your hand. See Annie, we have plenty of shirts left if you would like one to wear on our Jean Days on Fridays, or if you're attending the walk, then you can wear them to the walk as well and support Cedarfield. So we are about 67, I believe if Lauren is telling me, I remember correctly, % of our goal that's been met. That hasn't included our most recent Oktoberfest event. So we still have a little ways to go. But for those that were in town hall last week, Mr. Long has pledged $25,000 on top of our $25,000 goal as well. So, yes, absolutely. If you see Mr. Long, tell him thank you. If you are comfortable giving a hug, give him a big hug. Because if most of you may know that he did lose his wife here recently to Alzheimer's. So, again, participate in the walk, participate in the Alzheimer's events that we have going on campus. We still have another month, but we are hoping to be the largest donor to the Alzheimer's Association this year, like we were last year. So, go Cedarfield.
James. That would be you.
My turn.
Come on down.
All right. Nothing super exciting, but it does have to do with safety. So, there are 3 things around here that continue to keep getting pushed in my face, if you will, and it's generally, it's raised by the residents, right? So, one of them is we don't stop at stop signs. We don't completely stop at stop signs. We might roll through, we might pause a little, we might keep on getting it, and maybe it's not even just us, but some residents do the same thing, right? So what I thought I'd do is read the definition of stop. So according to the internet, right, which doesn't lie, it says, with the brake fully depressed, you should come to a complete stop at the sign. Wait for the vehicle to rock back on the springs to confirm that you have come to a full and complete stop. Look to the left, look to the right. If it's clear, proceed, then double check to the left before you proceed, Look again to the left, right? So you're looking right, the left, make sure you double, and then you proceed through the intersection. So I know we're all doing that, and we can't write tickets for y'all if you run through them, but there's a lot of eyes looking. And there's a lot of people that are telling me, oh, it's always staff, it's always team members. And I just say, maybe it is. So let's ensure that it's not us. And that includes anybody who's driving the carts around here. You know, we have to completely stop before we proceed to the intersection. So does anybody have any questions about how to stop and what stopping is? All right, we got it. Check. All right, the other thing is parking. We have approximately 90 team members here on a day shift, right? That's just the team members. That doesn't include private duty nurses, the vendors, the contractors, oh yeah, the residents, and the visitors. So it's important that we make sure that we are really thinking about not just taking the convenient spot up front because we're running late, but let's park where we're supposed to. There's a lot of parking here, and sometimes it's down in the boondocks, as you will, at the back, kind of where the buses park. But it's important that we portray that image that we care enough to leave those spots open for the visitors. And I can't stress it enough. We're going to have new signage soon outside that's going to be pretty and legible, and it's going to be in the right places. So if we see your car parked in a visitor spot, I mean, you might get a little ticket that's going to mean pretty much nothing, but that violation may go to your supervisor, and they may have a conversation with you about it further. The third thing is speeding on campus. It's always team members. It's supposedly. Again, those are the stories that I get. Not to say they're not true. There may be some truth to it. But again, there are a lot of eyes looking at us, and make sure that we're doing the right things. Even when people aren't looking, let's do the right thing. Let's not speed. The other day, a resident told me that somebody was driving a white car, and it was definitely the security people, and they were driving really fast down the fire lane. Was it or wasn't it? But I took it upon myself to make sure that I alerted security to make sure that it definitely wasn't them. So it might have been anybody with a white car. I drive a white car. It wasn't me. But anyway, so let's just ensure that the fact that we can know for sure, check that box that says, I know it wasn't me, so if somebody's complaining, we can just say, it must have been a resident because it wasn't a team member, right? Cool. All right, that's all I have, thanks.
Is there anybody in this room who's ever gotten a ticket for going through a stop sign? Neil. Twice. The good news is he doesn't have a car on campus. So I'll tell you quickly, my mother-in-law, when she was living, she was 82 years old and got pulled over by a police officer because she went through a stop sign. And you know what that woman did? She blamed it on me, and I wasn't even there. She said that if her daughter-in-law found out that she didn't pick up the grandkids on time, she'd be in big trouble. So she went through the stop sign. Fortunately, she didn't hit anybody, nobody got hurt. She learned her lesson, and he didn't write the ticket, but she blamed it on me. So, Neil, it's not my fault. Drive carefully.
We'll just call that a chat.
Okay. The next thing on my list is CDR Day. That is the 16th of October, next week from 11 to 3 in the courtyard. And if it rains, which it won't, it will be right here in the fellowship hall. Who attended last year? It was fun, right? We had karaoke, we made tie-dyes, we had food. It was a good time. We're gonna do it again this year. A craft project will be a little bit different this year. We're also gonna have some friendly competition. Anybody play cornhole? It's going to be department versus department. So I want everybody to look for the best cornholers, or whatever you call yourself if you play cornhole, in your department, and we're going to have teams. The teams are going to sign up with Amanda. If your department doesn't sign up, we're going to pick the people in your department who we think have the least cornhole skills, okay, to represent you. The winning department will get a pizza party. So we're excited. We hope you are. Go home this weekend and practice because there's big stakes on the line, okay? So cornhole is going to be part of the event. There are also going to be other fun things happening. The next thing on my list is clinic renovations. The clinic is under renovation. Many of you know that. Many of you know that if you need to see someone in the clinic, it's a hike right now. It's on the 4th floor on A Wing. That project is going as planned, and we anticipate the clinic opening the week after Thanksgiving. So that will be a lot more convenient for many of us who go to the clinic for different things. Wanted to share that with you. The last two things, one is We Care Connect. I know I talk about this at every team member meeting, but when I talked about cornhole and the fact that it's going to be friendly competition, I want you all to know that I'm very competitive. I was thrilled last year when we had the most money for the Alzheimer's Walk. I'm thrilled that this year that my guess is that we'll have the most money raised for that walk too, because it goes to a good cause, but I like to win. Who else likes to win? Right now, we are doing a great job of having team members respond to We Care Connect. And not only are we doing a great job of having people respond to We Care Connect, a majority of people have good things to say about working at Cedarfield. So let me just plant this in your ear to think about. If your We Care Connect survey is coming up and you have a concern, don't wait for your We Care Connect survey to tell us that concern. It's important that we know it as soon as you have a concern so that we can fix it for you, but ensure that other people aren't feeling the same way that you are as well. So of course, be honest with your We Care Connects, but don't feel like you have to wait until you get that survey to share with your supervisor, with a director, or with me a concern that you might have about working here, okay? It's important for us to know how we can improve, and we don't have to wait until your year anniversary to learn of that. Thank you for that. And lastly, who has a phone that they use at work on their desk? If you have a desk, typically you have a phone or a number associated with it. Over the last few weeks in particular, I've gotten a lot of calls from residents saying that people aren't at their desks or are not returning calls within a timely basis. Our rule of thumb is you return a call within 24 hours. I think what has happened is that many of our residents call us and we're not here that day because we're sick or we're on vacation and we're not changing our voicemail message. Know that you can do that remotely. So if you get sick one day and call in, you can change your voicemail from home saying, I'm not in the office today, please leave your message, and when I get back, I'll return your call. That will help customer service tremendously. I know it's an extra step, and I promise you, I know just as well as you do that phone system is not necessarily as friendly as I'd like it to be, but it's important that we give residents that information so that they don't think that we're ignoring them, okay? If anybody needs a tutorial on how to set that message, don't see me. Amanda can probably help you better than I can. But it's important that we change that message and get back to residents in a timely basis. Any questions? Okay, Florence is not here, unfortunately. She has a couple of things that she asked me to share. One is November 5th is election day. This is going to be a big election. We're going to need a shuttle to ride team members back and forth on campus and back to their cars. We'll set a schedule so that you'll know when you are assigned the shuttle and when the shuttle will bring you back to the park and ride so that you can go home at the end of the day. In addition to that, we, several years ago during a presidential election, we had a bake sale and we made a lot of money. We're going to do a bake sale again this year. The bake sale will be set up in the administrative conference room so that when people come in the door, we can stop them with hot coffee and biscuits and chocolate chip cookies and all of those yum things. And the money that we make from that will go to the Employee Activities Fund unless you folks decide you would rather us do something else with that money. So more information before November 5th about the bake sale. It could go to the Alzheimer's Association if you'd rather that. We'll come up with something so that you have input on what that money goes to, but I have a feeling that we can make a lot of money off of this one. And last on my list is save the dates. December 5th is the residence holiday party for you. If any of you have not been here in the past for that holiday party, it is probably the event of the year for us. The residents are thrilled. This room looks amazing. There's a ton of food, and the residents also raise money to give you a gift. So that date is something that you'd want to put on your calendar, December 5th. The other date on your calendar that's important is December 23rd. I know that's close to Christmas, but that's the day we're going to do our catered lunch for team members. What I have found is that at Cedarfield, we do so much at the early part of the month that later in the month, closer to Christmas, that we don't have much planned. So this year it's going to be a little bit later than usual on December 23rd. That's all I have. Any questions about those? Carol Thompson, where are you? Come on down.
So I want y'all to take a look on the stage. It's fall. Happy fall, y'all. So what we can do is look down at your feet. Unless you are wearing flip-flops, you are appropriately dressed for line dancing today at 4:30 in the Group X studio. And if that's not your jam, there's also swim lessons with Sarah, 7:30 on Wednesdays in October. What do you want to do in November and December? Let me know. I would like to feature Trainer Tip Tuesdays in November on team members. I need your picture and a few words about what you do that makes you special, and it doesn't have to be physical. So put it in the Wellness at Work box by the main employee entrance, and all of these flyers are near the time clocks. So what time is line dancing today? 4:30. Hope to see you there.
Who does line dancing? Georgia? Darlene? You line dance? Yeah? Anybody else? You're gonna let just be, oh, Sharon Brown. Where's Sharon? Sharon Brown loves line dancing. Bobby Wilder, do you line dance? Margaret Ernstis? No? Mariah? Yeah? Are you going today? Yeah, okay. Come on by and you can either join in or watch those people line dance, because I don't line dance, I'll watch. Okay, we're gonna do service pins. We're gonna change the way we do service pins after today moving forward. What we found is that a lot of you who earn a service pin don't wanna wait a whole quarter to get your pin. So we'll give the service pins that we have not given over the last few months today. But moving forward, when you get a service pin, you'll get a little notification letter telling you that this is your anniversary month and you get a pin, and then come down to administration and we'll get that for you. Stephanie.
Okay, so if everybody will come up at the end and then get your service pins, and then we'll do a group picture. Okay? For 25 years, we have Sue Chan in dining. Georgia Brown for 20 years. Me for 20 years. Reina Castillo for 15 years. Carla Mayorga for 15 years. Nancy Rhodes, 10 years. Bob Angelotti for 5 years. Maria Dorsey for 5 years. Sharon Cardin for 5 years. Carol Thompson for 5 years. Henry Diaguano for 1 year. Meredith Eckel, 1 year. Tiffany Tran, 1 year. Judy Lewis, 1 year. Florence Wamugi, 1 year. Kate Seiler, 1 year. Brianna Ampey, 1 year. Georgiana Hunter Wilhite, 1 year. Nicole Roberts, 1 year. Brooklyn Van Ness, 1 year. Olga Navarro, 1 year. Long Nguyen, 1 year. Liddell Samuels, 1 year. Nicholas Sim, 1 year. Jamar Gary, 1 year. Leah Clemens Little, 1 year. Clenise Hutchinson, 1 year. Faith Tennessee, 1 year. Letitia Irby, 1 year. Lavita Aquino, 1 year. Stephen Lombardo, 1 year. Ian Robinson, 1 year.
That's 156 years. I counted as she went along. That's amazing. Thank you all for being here. We will stay up here in case there are any questions before the meeting. Oh, I forgot. What's behind the magic curtain? Let's find out. So we're gonna do the door prizes, then we're gonna ask if anybody whose name was called, if they were here, come up and get their pin. And also we have a special dessert truck outside. It's called Good Vices. It's water ice. And we thought it might be a little hot today. It's still warm outside. You'll enjoy it. I know it's not donuts and cider, but I think you'll like it just as much. Okay, what's behind the curtain? Ta-da! It's our magic spinning wheel. So, we have spectacular door prizes today, and I am going to ask Kate in the back of the room to pick a number from 1 to 68. Number lucky 13.
Jones Valentine.
Jones Valentine. Come on down. You get to spin the lucky wheel. Yay, it's Cedarfield Goodie. Amanda has her Cedarfield Goodie right here. Okay. Sissy, pick a number from 1 to 68, not 13. 29. Ernie Wood. Here he comes, Ernie. Gift card. Woo, woo. Give it up for Ernie. Is anybody else tempted to say wheel of fortune when they spin it? Okay, Ernie, pick a number from 1 to 68.
55.
55, double nickels. Geraldine, I can't read your last name. Geraldine, come on down.
Wheel
Here you go, gift certificate. Oh, to 2,300. Okay, Sharon Brown, pick a number. Is this the last one, Amanda? No, we have more prizes to give.
41.
41? Carol Thompson.
Just that?
Yeah, grab it.
Try again, I get to do it all the rest of the day. Cedar?
Yay. Okay, we have 2 more prizes to give out. How about, where's Mariah? Pick a number.
12.
12. Emily Hicks. See, it pays to be early to these meetings. You never know.
Oh, it's a gift card. Nope.
Cedarfield Goodie. Okay, one more. Brittany, pick a number.
43. Stephanie Smith.
I just wanted everyone to know that a resident put this together for us so that we could have it for our event. But a special thank you to Sarah Ferguson and James Torres because they have spent a lot of time making that from a piece of plywood to what it is. Thank you guys.
Before we leave and get our delicious dessert, if your name was called because you had an anniversary, please stand up so that we can give you a round of applause. Congratulations, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the water ice.